All right, so look, let's dive straight into it. Actually, this particular session, we're going to start in the future. And what I'd like for you to do is to think about your business in the next 12 months. So it's a familiar exercise, something that you would have done in the past, but I want you to start writing this down. What is today's version of your business, having done the program and done all the things that you need to do? What is the version of this business that you now have in 12 months' time? And has it changed from your onboarding? So just take a couple of minutes to jot that down. Your ideal business in 12 months. Jot that down. Is it bigger? Is it more of the same? How many clients, turnover, profit? What's your business in 12 months' time? Now, this is where it starts to get a tiny bit deeper, is what I'd like for you to do is, it's a very difficult thing to do, so do your best, is write down the future version of you, what you see on screen. But write down the future version of you in 12 months. So imagine the business that you've got and write down that version of you in 12 months' time. What's the identity of that person? What's the future version of you? Some things to consider. What are the behaviors of that person? What are the habits of that person? What are the behaviors of that person, the habits of that person? What do they do the first thing in the morning when they wake up? The last thing they do when they go to bed at night? Are they looking at a vision board? Are they reading out their goals? How are they checking their RAS? How are they setting their RAS? Consider, what do they do every day? What type of decisions are they making? Like, what's informing the decisions that they're making? Are they reacting? Are they responding? Are they making decisions based on their priorities and their goals, on the type of life that they want to live? How are they deciding to invest in themselves to help them level up to that next place that they want to go to? How are they thinking about money? Remember, this is a future version of you. So there may be things that you're putting there that you're perhaps not doing right now, or that you feel a bit resistant to right now, but you know you should be doing. The future 12-month version of you. What is their mantra versus your mantra today? A difficult one, and you may not have the answer right now. But that version of you probably has a way of doing things. They've probably got a mindset that says, X, I am fearless, I get it done, I am relentless, I am what? What's the mantra of that future version of you? So who do you need to be? We all know what we want to have. It's a formula, and I didn't actually coach on this, but it's called Be Do Have. It's a formula for change called Be Do Have. We all know what we want to have. Typically, we all know, for example, I want to have the big house, nice car, 3 holidays a year, and I want to have X amount of money in the bank. I, in fact, even know what I need to do to achieve the thing that I want to have. I need to sell this, do this, do this. But the bit that we miss out is, who do I need to be? Who do I need to be to do the things that I need to do to have the things that I want to have? Do I need to be more disciplined? Do I need to be more compassionate? Do I need to be more open-minded? Do I need to be an investor in myself? Do I need to be a learner? The version of business that you have in 12 months' time is directly related to your behaviors and habits. So the future version of you is going to have behaviors and habits that you don't necessarily have today. You're going to have a slightly different mantra in that future version of you than you have today. So who do you need to be? And I warn you in advance, it's not easy. It's going to take you having mastery of your time and actually your ability to deliver and implement, and how you go about doing this. So this is the Hormozi method. I watch a lot of Alex Hormozi. I read his books. I like his stuff. It works. And this is his methodology. Even if you're going from a standing start with no clients, how do you get your next 10 clients in the next 10 days? But then actually extrapolate that over the next 12 months. So the first method is email, but we're not talking about email marketing. How long have you had your email address? Whether it's your business address or your personal email address. You shout it out. Actually, you don't have to put it in the chat box. How long have you had your email address?
3 years?
3 years? Okay.
1 year?
1 year? Any other takers? I think I've had one of mine for like 10 years plus. So the idea is about building databases with people that you know. So your email contains contacts. And now that all email service providers have AI, you can actually extract your contact list from your email. Every single email that you've ever communicated with, sent an email to, had an interaction with, you can ask your AI to extract that from your contacts list and create a database. Why is that important? It's because that is a warm email, meaning that you can contact them and there won't be any barriers to you being in contact with that person because there's already been an exchange. The next location for you to start identifying where you're going to get your clients from is your followers, people that you can DM. Even if you've only got 10 followers, 50 followers, it doesn't really matter. These people are following you. And even if it's friends, I'm about to share with you a way in which you can contact them without it being weird and get new business from them, get new opportunities, more importantly, from them. What is the purpose of marketing? Just you can shout this one out. What's the purpose of marketing?
To generate leads.
Yeah, lead generation. Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. It's lead generation. That's it. So this is what this is about. It's about marketing, lead generation, conversions. Your followers and you being able to DM them is going to be critical. Again, they're choosing to follow you and to be a part of your swirl. If you remember from session 6, the Attention X module, when we were talking about Mel Robbins and her swirl. Thirdly is your phone book, your personal phone book. Again, I'll share a method in which we're going to be able to contact people in our phone book if we wish and ask them for a new business without it being weird. Now, here's where it gets difficult in terms of implementation. Those 3 methods I've just shared with you will give you enough leads and enough contacts for you to send 100 personalized outbound messages per day. Okay, so over a 12-month period, if you've got the accountability and if you're implementing and if you're part of the community and you're making things happen over a 12-month period, you can get to a point where you're sending out 100 personalized outbound messages a day. Now, what do you think I mean when I'm talking about a personalized outbound message? Before we get into the sales bit, but what do you think I'm talking about there?
Directly to one person?
Yeah, but what do I mean when I'm talking about a personalized message? Especially if these people know you.
It's tailored to them.
Yeah, it's tailored to them. You either know them or they either know you, or if they follow you and you don't know them, you can go onto their profile and learn a little bit about them. But it gives you an opportunity to be personalized when you're reaching out to them. Okay. Now, of course, let's all be honest with each other and transparent. To send 100 personalized outbound messages per day, how likely is that to happen at this moment in time?
Not at all.
Not at all, right? It's an almost impossible task. It's very, very difficult, right? Unless we develop a system and a process, and unless we've got a team in place, perhaps to send 100 personalized outbound messages per day is difficult. Assuming you've got nothing else to do and you're starting out your business, this is potentially a way for you to start. And you can actually send 100 messages a day. But we've all got businesses that are actually underway and we've got lives to live, so it's not always possible. The point being is, even if you reduce that from 100 to 10 or to 5, and you multiply that over the course of the month, if you do 5 a day for a month, how many leads is that you've reached out to? 5 leads a day times 5 is 25 leads for a month.
150?
About that.
More or less. Yeah.
And remember at the end of each session, I used to talk about something versus something, and we must focus on one thing, which is what? It was something.
Output.
Yeah, output versus outcome. Remember, output versus outcome. Outcome is I'm going to get 5 new clients. Output is I'm sending 10 messages a day, 5 messages a day, whatever the activity is. Why is it that we're focusing on output? Why is it that we're focusing on output?
Because if we're making input, but it's not intentional and it's not in a productive way,
Can we
there won't
control?
be.
Can we
Yeah.
control the outcome?
No, because output's what we can control.
Right. We can't control that someone's going to convert. Eventually, we'll get a conversion rate. Eventually, we know that if we send 150 messages a month, we get 15 replies back. And out of those 15, 5 become clients. Eventually, we know those numbers, but we don't actually have any control over it. We can only control our output. But the point being is there's already within our universe, there's leads, there's opportunities, there's people that have already done business with us. They might have bought from us once in the past or several times in the past, but the opportunity for us to grow our business over the next 12 months exists within what we have in our hands already. And this is just a demonstration of that. Think of it as the rings of a tree. You know, if you were to cut down a tree, there's rings of a tree, there's you in the middle, and then you've got the rings that get bigger and bigger and bigger outside of you. So the closer we can stay to the middle of the tree, the warmer those leads are, the warmer those contacts are. But how can we not make it weird when we're reaching out to these people? How can we speak to them and not make it weird and still get something back? And we'll use this as something called the A.C.A method. So the A.C.A method is we acknowledge, we compliment, and we ask. A.C.A. So going back to, these are contacts that you already know, you've had some form of engagement with. You understand the individual. That was from session one. Do you remember who was the emotional bank account? The little piggy, and then the 6 major ways to make deposits in the emotional bank account. So you know them. There's going to be ways that you can make deposits in the emotional bank account. So, but what does this look like in practice? Yeah. So let's say, for example, I know a guy called Kirk, right? This is what people call me. So I know a guy called Kirk. It looks like this. Kirk is an entrepreneur, and he's in my phone book. So I know that Kirk is a busy guy. He goes to the gym. He's trying to be a YouTuber. He's got twins. He's got a business. He's a business coach. And so when I'm speaking to Kirk and I'm sending him a message, I can say, "Oh, hey Kirk, you're an entrepreneur. I acknowledge that you're an entrepreneur and you're super busy. That's incredible. I love that, and I love that about you. And I love the fact that you're doing your YouTube videos, you've launched podcasts. I love the fact that you have remote control trucks and you spend time with your friends and family. But let me ask you, how do you make the time to work on your business, to work on yourself, to make things happen in your life?" Now, if I'm acknowledging Kirk and I know him and I'm complimenting him on all the things that he's doing, and I'm asking him how he manages to do all the things that he's doing, what's likely to happen in terms of a response?
A positive response?
Yeah, I'll get something back, right? What type of response could I potentially get back?
Response.
It'll be warm, like he'll probably tell me, like, "Oh, it's difficult. Sometimes I'm working late at night, or I use this tool. I've been doing this. I've gotten coaching or mentoring in the past, and so therefore the conversation has begun." Right? So I might have reached out to him on a DM. I might have just sent him a WhatsApp because he's on my phone book already, or this is over email. But then this is where we get into the ask. How do we translate this initial conversation into a new lead or into a new opportunity for our business? And this is where the bridge to you comes along. So I'll speak to Kirk and I'll say, "Hey, Kirk, look, I'm a business coach. I've been doing this for a while. I started off as an entrepreneur. I've just helped a client of mine who owns a Pilates studio called Coco's Pilates Studio. When I started working with her, she had just opened the studio, and her big goal was building a community of real people that wanted transformation in their life. I've helped her scale her business. She's doing over £1 million in revenue a year. She's got 10,000 followers on social media, and it's only taken a couple of years for her to achieve this. Can you think of anyone in your network that would benefit from getting similar types of coaching from me to get similar results that Coco's Pilates studio has achieved?" What type of response do you think I might get back from Kirk? Any idea? Or any thoughts? What kind of response would I get back?
Are they able to help?
Go on, if you expand on that.
Like put you in touch with some people or
It may put me in touch with some people, may say, "Oh, I know, oh, my friend owns this and this type of business. What else? What else might happen?"
you might say wants to help himself.
He might want some help himself. Might want some help himself. Now, in addition to this conversation I'm having, I would then say what I'm offering at the moment is, a free coaching session for any new clients. I've got space for 5. I've got space for 5 new one-to-one clients this quarter, and I'm offering a free coaching session for anyone that's interested. Who do you know that I could contact? Could you introduce me to someone? Or if Kirk turns around and says, "I'm interested," there's a conversation to be had. Now, what I'm not covering here is actually the type of offer that you make. But if we play the game, let's build on this. What type of offer could I be making in this conversation with Kirk when I'm going for the ask? So one is the free coaching session. What else? Any idea? What else could I offer to anyone that he refers, recommends, or even for himself if he's interested? Joe, any thoughts?
When you said something then a word, yeah, I know what is in my mind, but like a give back or something,
Yeah. Maybe like an audit or
a
something like that.
voucher or something
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be
Like a money
anything.
back scheme or kind of thing like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I could do look, I'm running a win your money back guarantee for anyone that I work with that chooses to engage my services over 90 days. If they turn up to do this, and this, they got a chance to win their money back if they feel like they're unhappy in any way, or they can, reinvest in further growth because I know they're going to get results working with me. Now, of course, it's not going to happen in one message. This is going to be a back and forth in someone that's engaged, but the likelihood of this process leading to some kind of conversation is high or low, do you think? What are your thoughts? Is there a high likelihood or low likelihood of me having conversations with people about my business?
And is it on a percentage basis chance? Like, will some people respond and some people just won't?
Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Of course. But it's then if we go back to look our output, if I'm sending X number of messages a day to just people in my database with these three data sources, and then I'm also sending X number of messages a day following up, saying, hey, by the way, I sent you this message, just putting it at the top of your inbox. This is how I've helped so and so. It again focuses on our output. What can we put in the default diary? What can we put in the 90-day plan? What's going to lead us to get new business to help us achieve what we set out to achieve in our 12-month plan? So what I'd like for you to do is just take 3 minutes and jot down your version of this. Jot down your version of acknowledge, compliment, and ask, or the beginnings of it, should I say, because you've only got 3 minutes. And imagine you're doing this A.C.A. with a friend, someone that you know. Because actually that's the weirdest thing to do, is to ask your friend, hey, do you want to do business with me? Even though your friends, in theory, should be the ones that support you first. It's a bit weird kind of saying to them, buy my services. By the way, the AI had been very generous to me when I asked it to put that middle picture together. I uploaded a picture of me, and that's what it came up with. I'm taking it all day long. Yeah, so just jot down your version of A.C.A. with someone that you've got in mind.
Would you, with the sometimes ask directly questions in the first instance about, would you know anybody looking for somebody for work or whatever, or would you leave that for later, like as a conversation?
It's got to be based on that on the actual conversation you're having, right? But if the model is to say, well, look, you know, like Joe, for example, if I was to do this with you, I'd be like, oh, Joe, and I'm not just complimenting because it's on screen and I know you, but I know that you've got a very busy life. You've got your family, you've got your business that you're running, and you're very ethical about it. There's a lot on your plate. I'd be interested to know, how do you actually go about doing what you're doing so far successfully? And then we'd have a conversation about that. And then I would say the exact same thing. Like, Joe, by the way, I've worked with, this is a genuine case. I worked with an architect when he started with me. He was probably doing about 180K a year. He was struggling. He had 20K debt with HMRC, specialized in conservation architecture, and I've coached him through the last couple of years, and he's on track to do 600K in revenue, increased his profits significantly. He's got 3 members of staff now, known in the industry as a conservation architect. And I'm running an offer at the moment where I'm not only offering a gifted coaching call, but genuinely, if anyone wants to work with me on a private one-to-one coaching basis, I'm offering a guarantee, a win your money back guarantee, and a discount if they pay up front. And so, is there anyone that comes to mind that may be interested in speaking with me, at least to have the free coaching call, that has a business that may benefit? They don't have to be an architect, it's just anyone in business.
Okay, thanks.
So we have to have the ask, right? We have to have the ask ready. If we don't, then it's just a nice conversation.
Yeah, I was just sort of thinking if you would directly, so say if I was writing to some architects myself saying, it's been a long time, seeing you've just done this great kind of project, would you then say, oh, have you got anything else in the pipeline coming up you'd need assistance with, or is that
we want to go
conversation?
Yeah, like, the compliment needs to finish. It's like, look, actually, you have to have genuine interest. If you know them, go back to the emotional bank account.
Mm-hmm.
Just seeing you've done this project is wonderful. I wonder, how did you get around planning, or how did you come up? What was the inspiration for this aspect of the design? I really love that part of it. And then once that conversation begins, you can say, look, thank you. Like, I'm really grateful you shared that. I've recently completed this project and done this, and this. I've got this offer in place at the moment. I wanted to ask you, is there anyone that you feel would benefit from me adding additional value to their project, taking on the project manager role, and reducing costs for the architect, and doing da 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 da.
Yeah.
So there's aspects of the bridge that are missing if you just go straight in, because then it feels a bit disingenuine, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
If I just say, like, I don't know, like to Shilpa, Shilpa, well done on the help bank thing. That was incredible. Great. Listen, Shilpa, do you know anyone that would go on the M90X program with me? Like, if I hadn't spoken to you in a while, and that's the first thing that you hear out of my mouth, my compliment is, does that make sense? It's kind of
Yeah,
Mm.
it's
it's
not
not
genuine.
authentic. It's
Yeah,
not.
yeah.
So this is why I go back to, it's got to be real. It's got to be authentic. You have to really acknowledge the person. If you're looking at their page, and even if you don't know them, it's got to be authentic to say, hey, I really like your stuff.
Yeah.
Even if there's no real information about them, but you know a tiny bit about them, you can still use that. By the way, you're in my email contacts. I can't seem to find how we were connected except this one conversation. Could you remind me? That's, you're not lying about anything there. What I'd like for you to do is just in the chat box, just type in what comes to mind when you think of this A.C.A method. What is coming to your mind right now? What feelings, thoughts, emotions? What resistance? What do you feel excited about? What's coming to mind when you think of this A.C.A method challenge? It's a good one. It's a good one.
I really think it is just to not have like not the courage, but kind of the courage to just yeah, to make it sound natural,
Yeah.
literally.
Well, look, bear in mind, you've just seen this, right? You've not had any time to prepare. You've not had any time to prepare a structure, a script. Would this bring you the clients I want? Yeah. If you're making the right offer, you're making the right ask, your marketing's done right, then of course it's going to bring you the right type of client. Because that bridge, the bridge to you, that gives you the opportunity to really qualify. I'd feel a bit awkward asking, but the indirect slant does help. Yeah, because you're asking a friend, do you know anyone? You're not asking the friend directly. And then it's up to the friend to turn around and go, actually, I might be interested in this. That's completely different. There's a great book that I read called The Sales Acceleration Formula. The guy he was a third founding member of HubSpot, and he grew in 7 years, grew it from like zero to $100 million in sales. And one of his key marketing strategies to generate a team, to build a team, was to recruit the people that he wanted by saying, hey, I've got this role, it matches what you do. And I wonder, because you're so great at what you do you know anyone that would be interested in this role? So naturally, he's complemented the person that's got the skill set, and that person is going to be, well, hey, what about me? I'm interested. So the model works. As long as it's structured and you're confident in it, it works. So this is the biggest marketing opportunity in 2026 based on the learning that I've been doing. And it's going live on social media. It doesn't have to be you or your face. It can be about your business. But learning how to go live consistently on social media is huge. Whether it's live on Instagram, live on YouTube, live on TikTok. There's a platform called Whatnot, where it's like an auction, like an eBay type platform that you can sell things on. Unless you've got a product, I think it's quite difficult to be on that platform. But in general, going live is the biggest marketing opportunity of 2026. Why do you think being live on social media actually represents the biggest marketing opportunity of this year? Yeah, Shilpa?
I think it's just too easy to produce content through AI, so people want real life energy and
Yeah, yeah.
you. And how regular is often to you, do you think? Like
Whatever
once a week?
regular to you is what is regular to you. If it's once a month, if it's once a
Yeah,
quarter, once a week, what is regular to you? And the thing that you can stick to is what matters at this moment in time.
yeah,
It's still going to be more than most of the people in the marketplace.
yeah,
Almost everyone's at zero.
yeah, exactly.
So even if it's once a month and you go live for half an hour, and I don't know, is you reading your book, is you telling a case study,
Yeah,
it could be that. Joe, for you, it could be you set up your camera and you're live streaming your screen and you're putting a mood board together and just running a commentary. It's not your face. It could be anything that is about authenticity and vulnerability. And because it's exactly that. There's so much AI slop. There's so much of sameness that it's anything that's different, anything that stands out as deep, like the post that I shared in the group this morning, is going to be valuable. Yeah, just do a walkthrough of your books. Exactly. You could do that, the exact same thing every month. You'll get brand new people.
yeah.
So if you want to reference session 6, you've got the recordings, the workbook, the deck. The opportunity still exists on socials with the swirl. It's just down to you to build it. AI search is growing in usage and popularity. So what Google did to the yellow pages is starting to happen to Google, except Google now also have their own AI. So it's not exactly the same, but I think it's something like 20% of search now happens on ChatGPT or AI apps. And the way that these platforms work is that they find you. And the more you are in the swirl, in real life and on socials, that the higher likelihood is of you being found. So just jot down what might be holding you back. Jot down what might be holding you back. Is it your mindset? Fear of being judged, fear of putting out crap content to start off with, a fear of not knowing what to say, or is it knowledge?
I
Technically,
think
no.
sometimes it's a bit of both.
Yeah,
Like not being like you feel like maybe you don't know enough to do it, for example. So I think that sometimes it's not really about I feel like I know a lot of things, but at the same time I'm a bit hesitant on doing certain things.
yeah. Like for you, I don't know, Carlotta, like you could strap a GoPro to the front of your surfboard and just paddle out. You don't even have to be in the video. It could just be you talking over the water, right?
Yeah.
Talking about your business, childcare. I don't
Yeah.
know, like it could
Yeah,
be,
yeah,
but that's the point. It could be at this point in time, it could be anything. It doesn't matter. And writing down, that's why I'm asking you to write it down. What's holding you back? Because this is critical to your business. Is it mindset, fear? Is it knowledge or both? And then this final question, what's the cost of this? Not only just going live, but actually using content marketing, execution of your marketing, implementing your, the M90x program. What's the cost in money, in your dreams, in the opportunity, the lifestyle that you want? What's the cost? Wondering what you can do with content you make in the live sessions. Yeah, I mean, you could repurpose that all day long, Sarah. Any content you do in the live sessions, just repurpose it. I did this thing, it's really interesting. So I went live on YouTube, like no one was there. I took that video and I put it into a platform called Opus, and it chopped it up into like 10 different clips. I then also took that long form video, and I've got like Adobe Premiere, so you can transcribe the speech. And any YouTube video, you can actually get the text from any YouTube video, and you can turn that text into a blog. And so from a single piece of long form content, you can get 10 shorts, and you can get a blog, and you can get copy. There's so many different ways to repurpose live content. But just jot down those two things. What is holding you back, and what is the cost?
Cost of not doing it.
Cost of not doing it. What is the cost of not doing it? Money, dreams, opportunity, lifestyle, ambition. What is the cost? And how do you feel about that lost cost? Are you really offended by it? Does it really bother you? Because your level of dissatisfaction will have a direct bearing of the action that you take. Because if you're like a surfacer, well, yeah, I'm kind of pissed off about it, but fine, things are all right. And that's what your outcome is going to be. So here's your tools, which you have already, thankfully. I'd recommend you revisit your X5 growth module, X2, which is your focus and 90-day plan. X3, your time default diary. Watch the videos back. You can watch them on double time. In the X5 email, homework email, there was a document with 142 conversion rate strategies. This will all help you. And also, I want to offer you something complimentary. This is my ask. It's not necessarily for everyone, but for anyone that is hungry and you want to achieve something meaningful in the next 90 days. I will sit with you for 60 minutes, one-to-one, and create a 90-day roadmap to create momentum in your business. It's open to everyone here. You've all completed the program. You're all in this session, and it's for you, yeah, to book this in, have the session, and create momentum for the year ahead. If you can't scan, I'll share the calendar link. Bear with me 1 second. Is that QR code working for you, by the way, if you have clicked on it?
Yeah.
Okay, amazing. I've put the link in the chat box as well. And yeah, let me know once you're done, once you've got that booked in. I have opened up my diary for the next 2 weeks, and I've got another 10 minutes or so. So if you wanted to run through anything that we've covered, you got any further questions, let me know, or you can put them in the chat box. Just out of interest, if you could put in the chat box, if you've booked a slot, then I can keep an eye out for it. Just put a yes or a no.
After this, I'll check my calendar and I will book a slot.
Cool. Sarah, I know you're putting Fern to sleep. So yeah, just let me know yes or no if it's something that you'd be taking up. No worries. I'll put it in the group as well.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. All right, cool. So like I said, I've got a couple of minutes. Is there anything else that you'd like to, any more suggestions on prompts for GPTs? Yeah, it depends. Again, depends on what you're using it for and how you want to build on what you've started already. I had a question on quiz software. Yeah, so I use a score app. I've actually got a discount code that I can share with you. One second. They put me on some massive marketing campaign. I didn't realize, but they've had me all over their socials. Let me see. Referrals. So I think you get 50% off. One second. Yeah, you get 50% off your first month. Just put that in the chat for you. Bear with me 1 second.
Thank you.
No worries, Carlotta. Speak to you soon. Motivation, sticking to plan, thinking in a way that's aligned with program. There's a lot there to cover, Sarah. I think we'll maybe drop me a WhatsApp and then we can talk through that, or we'll talk through this in your 60-minute session. Happy to do that as well. I'll put the score app link in the group as well. Joe, Sarah, anything else?
No, not from me. Thanks. That's been good.
Okay, great.
It's nice to be reminded that I should be doing all these things. Yeah.
All right, perfect. So I put it in the chat as well. Yeah, I will speak to you all via the group and then also via chat. I'd love for all of you to get in and do the 60-minute session to roadmap the next 90 days, build real momentum, and we'll take it from there. But thank you, everyone.
Bye.
Amazing. Thanks very much, Kooks.
Bye-bye.
Bye.